everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, I was gonna finish working on my book today, but plans kind of changed a little bit. So, we went to the library and hung out. Chris went grocery shopping, then he came over after he dropped off the groceries, put them away, and he came over with the book. So I, was at the library. I read one page. I had my headphones on. I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Disney Plus. So anyway, it was a great day. So I was gonna have plans for tomorrow, so I was gonna go see a movie, but I don't want to see the movie that's coming out tomorrow. So the movie is called Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. This is the new one, so I'm not really a fan of Spider-Man movies because it's not really my style. So hold on, my glasses can be very dirty. So I got one of these little things. I have gotten these little guys, and my glasses is pretty much dirty right now, so it's actually awesome to use. So, okay, these are the lens wipes. This is what they look like. So I use them to get my glasses cleaned, and it actually works. I didn't know that they actually did work until I finally got them. So it turns out that they do work. They make my glasses feel better, and it helps me see a lot clearer. So anyway, we have a new story for you all tonight. It is 8:46 p.m. When I got home, I decided to watch a movie on Disney Plus. It is called The Cheetah Girls. If you guys know what the Cheetah Girls movies are, they are the best movies from the early 2000s. Started with 4 girls: Galleria, Dorinda, also, well, yeah, there's 4 girls. Well, it depends. Okay, there's 4 girls. Okay, so there's Raven, Adrian, Keely, and Sabrina. Oh, well. So anyway, there's a new movie of new movies. There's like the Cheetah Girls number 4. Actually, I love the Cheetah Girls. That's why they came out. Well, I hope it does come out. I can't wait to see it. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, but it feels like I can't think of anything to talk. But yeah, I went to TikTok not too long ago and got some really good news. Okay, so now my glasses are finally clean, thank goodness. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that the Cheetah Girls 4 is gonna be in theaters sometime this year, unless it's already in theaters, but I have not seen it. But there's gonna be new generation of the Cheetah Girls. So there's Galleria, Dorinda, there's Chuchi, I think, played by Adrian Bailon, and Keely Williams. So anyway, okay, I forget the names, but I just know their real names. Anyway, we have a new story for you guys tonight. So it is called The Woman at Gate 6. This is the new one. And I hope you guys are ready. So anyway, before we get started on the story, I just want to say thank you guys for following me right here on TikTok. Please give me a heart if you love my podcast. Give me thumbs up if you think it's really good, and just give me all the smiley emojis, and give me some positive comments if you love my podcast. So anyway, but yeah, so thank you guys for sharing my YouTube videos to others so they can listen to my podcast. So anyway, now we're going straight to the story. It's called The Woman at Gate 6. It probably maybe had something to do with the airplanes or whatever. We'll find out. So tomorrow I will be doing whatever I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to hang out with my producer tomorrow. So I set my alarm. Gonna be doing 9 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, Chris has to go to Marco's Pizza tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. like always. So hi Chris, I see you from behind my brain. I can literally freaking see you through my camera. So how you doing?
Good.
Nice. Anyway, yes, so my husband works with Marco's Pizza. He started like a couple weeks ago. Do you remember what month you started at Marco's Pizza?
About a month ago.
Sometime in June?
Yes.
Okay. So my husband has been doing it since June. Yeah, so I'm glad you're doing good, Chris. I'm just doing a funny thing you're doing. So anyway, so anyway, let's get started on the story. Get something to drink, maybe one of these, or whatever you guys prefer. So depends, but get yourselves any kind of drink. Doesn't even matter, water, tea, soda, coffee, or whatever you guys drink. Sit back and relax. Also, please click like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started on the story. We are on season 6, episode 208. I forgot how many episodes I have left, so but yeah. Anyway, let's just get started. Addison hated airports for all the usual reasons, and one private one. Everyone in them looked like they were either leaving something badly or pretending their arrival mattered more than it would. Gate 6 at Midtown Regional was particularly miserable to small. Always overbooked and positioned under a skylight that turned the carpet the color of stale rainwater. She was there on a weather delay with a lukewarm coffee, and a phone battery. At 12%, when she first noticed the woman, she sat 3 seats down, dressed in a fitted blue coat and hat, the way people had dressed for air travel when it still carried ceremony. No carry-on, no roller bag, just a pair of gloves folded on her lap and an expression fixed on the jet bridge door as if timing were the only thing holding her body together. Addison assumed at first she was part of some vintage fashion affection. Then, without looking away the gate, have they said whether he made the connection? Addison almost ignored her. Travelers talk to strangers at gates the way patients talk in waiting rooms, out of temporarily shared helplessness. But there was something off in the phrasing. Nobody said made the connection with that weight anymore. Addison answered that the board was still showing delayed. The woman nodded slowly. It was snow in Chicago then too. She murmured, the line should have been meaningless. Instead, it landed like part of a story in progress. A gate agent appeared moments later to announce another delay. When Addison turned back, the woman's seat was empty. On the carpet beneath it lay a paper boarding stub, thick and cream-colored, stamped with a flight number from decades before the airline even used digital logos. Addison picked it up before common sense could intervene. The destination was New York. The date was January 17th, 1962. That should have been enough to push the whole experience into the category of bad airport sleep and discarded memorabilia. But Gate 6 seemed to disagree. During the next delay cycle, the boarding stub reappeared on her lap after she had placed it in the trash. The nearest gate attendant, when shown the ticket, went quiet and asked whether the woman had been wearing a blue coat and hat with gloves in her lap. It turned out Gate 6 staff passed the story along in low tones to new hires the way airline workers pass along. Practical ghost lore never mocked the woman at Gate 6. And if she asks whether made a connection, don't say no. Decades earlier, a woman named Ella Price had been waiting there for her husband to arrive on a storm-delayed connection so they could fly together to meet family after a military discharge. His inbound aircraft diverted, then rerouted, then was involved in a runway accident before reaching the gate. Records got confused. Updates got delayed. Eleanor reported at 6 far longer than anyone knew how to comfort, refusing to leave until she knew whether the next door opening would be his. Addison did not want the burden of a gate haunting. She wanted a working charger and a non-middle seat, but the airport liked to involve the observant over the next hour. Gate 6 accumulated the waiting places developed. Green has used them to intensely. Announcements sounded a fraction slower. The glass at the jet bridge entrance reflected not the present gate crowd, but rows of colored coats and brimmed hats standing under older lighting. Once, when Addison walked to get water, she passed the little customer service door beside the desk and heard a woman crying softly. Behind it, though no office occupied that space anymore. Back at her seat, Eleanor sat there again with the same fixed posture. Of someone surviving only by not letting the worst update arrive unnamed. They said he was almost here, she told Addison. That's different from late. It wasn't a question. It was a plea for the destination to still hold. A storm over the East Coast turned the whole airport into a choir of delays. Families sprawled across charging stations. Business travelers began bargaining with customer service like law was a weather system. Through all of it, Gate 6 seemed privately flight. Addison, who had never considered herself especially compassionate in transit settings, found herself checking old arrivals, boards or archived newspaper snippets, and historical records from her phone while power trickled from a floor outlet. She found the runway accident minor in body count compared to what headlines usually honor, but enough to derail lives. The report stated several injured passengers were rerouted through alternate terminals and never arrived at their intended gates. One name matched Eleanor's husband. He had survived, but been transferred directly to a hospital at another field without the communication chain reaching Gate 6 in time. In other words, he had been alive while she waited, but not in the direction she'd been told to keep watching. That fact changed something in Addison. When Eleanor appeared the next time, Addison told her the truth as gently as airports allow. He didn't come through this gate, she said. He was rerouted after the accident. He was alive when they moved him. Eleanor's whole body seemed to listen. not rejoice. Too much time had passed for simple relief, but reconfigure around a different wound. Alive, she asked. The word held every possible future it had once implied. Addison nodded. Not here, but alive. Gate 6 went strangely quiet. Even the PA overhead seemed to wait. Eleanor looked down at the boarding stub in Addison's hand, as though seeing it for the first time. Then she reached for her gloves, stood and faced the jet bridge. One last time. Then I've been at the wrong door, she said. When boarding finally began for Addison's actual flight, Gate 6 felt normal. In the disappointing way only airports can. Fluorescent light, impatient passengers, no reflected hats from another era. The paper boarding stub had become a blank service card, with no printing at all. As she stepped into the jet bridge, Addison glanced back and saw for just an instant through the terminal glass a woman in blue, in a blue coat, walking away from Gate 6 toward the old concourse wing, where the airport once connected to a now demolished ambulance exit. Then she was gone. The gate attendant later told Addison no one at Gate 6 seen Eleanor since that storm. Maybe she found the right corridor, he said. Addison hoped so. Airports are built to move people through. They are terrible places to leave. Someone waiting in the wrong line for decades. She still hates airports, but differently now. A delay board no longer looks like inconvenience. Alone, it looks like a hierarchy of uncertainty, and some certainties deserve much more honest handling. Their institutions usually give them whenever she flies. If she sees someone alone and held together by one question at a gate, she tries not to look away too quickly. Gate 6 taught her that sometimes the haunting isn't the death, it's the bad handoff. That is so sad, you guys. Eleanor Price somehow thought that her husband would arrive at Gate 6, like survive the storm, but apparently, well, he did, but not the same gate where Eleanor died, apparently. She died of a broken heart. Well, she thought he would never come home to her, but apparently he survived the storm, but he was in the hospital. Eleanor, on the other hand, somehow passed away. So I'm guessing that I'm glad that Eleanor from 1962 finally got the truth. So I literally, if that ever happened to us, I would want to know what's going on. I mean, literally. So now that the story is done, what did you guys think about the story? Did it make you very emotional? Did it make you cry, or like, was it good or was it bad? Just let me know in the comments down below. And what did you guys think about the story? Now we are moving on to the questions. If you have any, you're always welcome to join the conversation. You're always welcome to participate on this podcast. And did it, like, the story made any sense to you guys? I hope it made sense to me. So apparently this story is actually related to real life events. I mean, a lot of people just don't survive the plane crash because of the storm. I mean, there was an actual accident that actually happened in September 11th, like 2001, apparently. The plane literally crashed on a freaking mountain, and a lot of people have passed away because of that accident. So with this story is also related to real life events. What happened on January 17th of 1962? This actually did happen. Anyway, I hope that this made a lot of sense. Was it good or was it bad? Was it sad or was it like a little confusing about it? So we are going to the questions now. So let's get started. Would you have kept talking to Eleanor once you realized something was wrong?
Yes.
Even my husband thinks that. So I would definitely talk to Eleanor even though something went wrong. But hey, it's my job to make sure the spirits got the truth out. Even though they don't remember what happened. Maybe they somehow got the story wrong about their actual deaths. I mean, spirits don't remember what really happened because their memories were kind of altered or something like that. I mean, things happen all the time. So anyway, I totally would. Yes. If I saw Eleanor Price, who died actually in 1960s, early 1960s, like before my parents were even born. Well, actually, my father died not died, but my father was born in 1963. So that was a year after the plane crash from the storm that actually happened. So I don't know why I said my dad died, but no, my dad is still alive. But I'm talking about my real dad. He's alive, but I literally oh, thanks. Oh, you just put the laundry in the washer?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, anyway, my father is alive very well. But see, my stepdad Alex is the one who passed away 9 years ago. So, but and we have a little guesties, our little kitty. And here's my husband, Chris. Say hi.
Hi.
I mentioned the camera.
Hi.
Yeah. There goes my husband. There goes my cat because she wants to hear her mommy's voice. So yes, I'm her mommy. And oh, and my husband says something about pizzoli, something to do with pizza.
It's basically a pizza made into a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I never had it, so I'd rather have actual cheese pizza without pizzoli.
Cool.
So it's kind of like a burrito with the rolls part with the pizza. It's kind of freaky, but you kind of end up having pizza inside a sandwich. It is weird. So anyway, I would definitely talk to Eleanor's ghost. And yes, I totally would understand what she's going through. I've gone through a lot of weird shit in my life. I lost a lot of people. I mean, I've lost some friends, family members, classmates, bunch of other random people. We've lost a lot of people. Actors, musicians, directors, sort of. Hey, wasn't Steve Jobs kind of a director or something?
Yes.
Isn't he dead? Steve Jobs?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve Jobs, from many years ago, had passed away. Child stars have passed away. So, but this shit is a real deal. So, I would definitely notice what am I like speaking to. I would definitely continue speaking to the dead because I am an empath. I talk to the dead, and I would love to talk to the dead, but if I knew their story, I would try and help them move on into the afterlife. So I would definitely tell the truth to the spirits about what really happened. If their loved ones have survived any storms or being attacked. So I definitely would. Okay, let's go to number 2. We're almost done here. Do you think she was haunting the gate or trapped by bad information? I think she was trapped by bad information. So if she didn't get the news right away, what happened to her husband, she would still be trapped if she didn't get it. Like if no one noticed what was going to happen, if they didn't tell her the truth, she would still be there haunting the place. She would be very confused and not knowing where her husband is. She would still be trapped in the airport on gate 6, like not knowing if he's alive or dead. So I think she finally got the truth. So Addison did the right thing by telling her what happened, and she got a lot of weird stories of going on through the airport, and finally told the spirit of Eleanor Price about her husband. He's alive and well, recovered, and living somewhere. He's probably at the hospital, wherever. So, yes. Well, she's no longer trapped now, but she finally found what she was looking for, and she is no longer at the airport, and she's no longer haunting anyone. So she's no longer in pain, she's no longer waiting. So she found a lot of information. So I'm glad that Addison told her the truth. So I think she was trapped for decades because nobody told her where her husband was. That is why. Until Addison told her what really happened. Let's go to number 3. Why do airports make powerful settings for waiting based ghost stories? That's a good question, you guys. They make powerful settings is because they have horrible, sad tragedy of what happened. I mean, a lot of people have problems. I mean, it happens. Okay, same question for you, Bubba. Why do airports make powerful settings for waiting based ghost stories?
There's a lot of people in the airport
that are waiting for the loved ones, but they don't know if they made it.
Yep.
And they end up, I don't know, in a storm or got brutally killed, but they don't know what's taking them so long.
All right.
It's kind of like that. But my answer is that there's a lot of people who are waiting for their loved ones, like, say, a mom or a dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, everyone, especially some old friends from the past, former lovers, maybe husbands, wives, perhaps cousins, nieces, nephews, everyone. But, there's a lot of people. But it's a tragedy, and it makes so powerful because there's a history going on. There's a lot of spirits of flight attendants who never survived. So this is how they died. So it's powerful because they have powerful emotions tied to them. This is why. So things happen a lot, and it's just so sad and very tragic way to die. So things always can be tragic story, and it goes on for decades, maybe centuries, perhaps. But it happens a lot. But you have to find out what really happened. So you'll have to talk to people, actual people, the folklore, the legends, and you gotta talk to some kind of historical person that, I don't know, some kind of historian or whatever. Go through the archives and records. Go to the library and see the articles. Talk to the cops, FBI people, or whatever. But do what you gotta do just to get what really happened and get the story straight, and talk to the spirits too. I mean, trying to get their answers, trying to find some evidence of what really happened. I would definitely do that if that ever happened to anyone or to me. All right, let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling, the boarding stop or the reflected old terminal scene? I think it was the terminal scene. It's not just a weird boarding stub, like a ticket or something. I think it was definitely reflected old terminal scene, as in like the final moments of the spirit reliving their final moments. They're reliving their deaths. Like Eleanor, she was reliving the day she died, and she doesn't remember. Her husband is alive and well, so maybe he grew old somehow, and she's still young, about my age probably by now, still. But she never aged just because she is a spirit, and she is reliving her death, and she's have been waiting for her husband to come and reunite with her But that never happened because he was taken to a hospital when he was recovered. I mean, like, when his body was recovered. So, anyway, it was like motion pictures or whatever. It's like she's reliving what really happened. That same scene that's been happening for decades. She thought she could see her husband. Maybe she was trying to get to him, but he was never there. It's like, perhaps maybe she thought her husband came back, but she realized he never did. So she was heartbroken. And that's how she passed away, I guess. We don't really know what killed her, but she died of a broken heart. All right, let's go to number 5. Was Addison right to tell Eleanor the truth, even though it wasn't happy? Yes. Eleanor finally got what she wanted, but she was afraid what it would do to her. The truth would pretty much, scare her, make her angry, or she was in denial. But she was happy, probably. I don't know if she was happy or not that she finally got the truth. So, my answer is yes. Addison did the right thing for telling her the truth. So, yes. All right, guys, let's go to number 6. We're almost done here. What do you make of the line, "Then I've been at the wrong door"? I think she must have been at the wrong gate, maybe? I think, yeah. Surprisingly, I think she was at the wrong airport gate. So she finally got the right information and she finally left. She got the truth. She found her husband finally and she went to him. Or, well, actually, Addison found a lot of information, got the records, the address. So she told Eleanor to go to her husband where he is recovering. So she didn't know that she was at the wrong gate, at the wrong door, or the wrong line, or whatever. So, yeah. She finally got what she wanted, and she finally got to be free. So, I hope she found peace. Where she went to see her husband one more time before she goes into heaven, and wait for her husband until he passes away. So, yeah. Okay, let's go to number 7. How is this haunting different from one based on death alone? Well, that's a good question. I think maybe this haunting is different because Addison didn't know that she was talking to a ghost. She did not realize that Eleanor is no longer part of our physical world. Eleanor thought that she'd still be alive, but we both know she's not. So, here's a question for you.
Okay.
How is this haunting different for one based on death alone?
Because it really reveals everything.
Yeah. It also tells them the truth about what really happened back in 1962 of January 17th. Eleanor did not know that her husband survived, but she was never told where he would be. Like, she wanted to know if the connections were connected, if he survived or not, or if he made it back to gate 6 or not. But she finally got what she wanted. The truth hurts, but it's the only way to get the people convinced what really happened. Want them to realize that things happen for a reason. It's the truth, even though it hurts, but it's the only way to get them to listen to us or whatever, to other people. But if you're alone, if you're like dead and alone, you would not know what's going to happen. You're confused and you don't know if you're still alive or dead, or you don't know if your loved ones are still out there somewhere. Okay, let's go to number 8. Would you want to know if a place was haunted by delayed news? Of course I would, yes. Why wouldn't I? I totally would want to know. I would definitely would want to know if the place was haunted. I would be brave enough to go to a haunted place. I mean, literally, yes. My answer will always going to be a yes. So, do you guys think Eleanor would have wanted to find her husband in another haunted place? Let me know in the comments if you think this is making any sense to you all. Just let me know right here on live stream. So, anyway, we've got a couple questions left before I sign off. So, I think so. I would want to know if the place was haunted. I would be brave enough to go through that. I just have to put on my brave big girl pants and walk through the haunted place. I have to face my fears, and I would try and get through this, pull myself together, and figure out how to find my way out through this haunted place. You know how scared I can be from the inside. But yes, I would want to know if the place was really haunted. So let's go to number 9. Can casual miscommunication become a kind of haunting? Yes. So, well, here's a question again to you all. Can institutional miscommunication become a kind of haunting? Of course it can. Yes. I would definitely figure out a way how to set all these spirits free from being tortured so much, especially in the institutional place. So, okay, same one for you. Can institutional miscommunication become a kind of haunting?
Yes.
It totally can. So, would you want to find out how the institution place can be very haunted? Would you try and figure it out how to set free these spirits? Trying to figure it out how to help them? Tell them the truth, perhaps? I definitely would. All right, we have one question left before I sign off, because I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow, so trying to finish working on my novel, run some errands maybe about the phone thing. So, but yes, Anyway, let's go with number 10 right now before I sign off. We're nearly done. If someone had been waiting in the wrong place for years, what truth would help them most? Well, that's a good question. Well, I would tell them the truth about where their loved ones actually are. If they're alive and safe as well, I would definitely tell them to find the right place where their loved ones are. I would tell them they're no longer alive and the time has passed and they should find their peace, like literally. Here's a question. If someone had been waiting in the wrong place for years, what truth would help them most?
Leading them to the right place.
Tell them that their loved ones have survived and they're in the hospital or something. Tell them the records. Give them the actual address where their loved ones are at.
Yes.
I would totally do that too. So, yes, I would give them the right direction, the right place, so they can find their living survivor people. I would definitely help them to find their peace and tell them where their survived loved ones are at. That's exactly what I would have done. And Addison did the right thing. Okay, guys, we are out of time. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this show. Thank you for being brave to listen to it. Chris, thanks for participating. And just want to say good night. May God bless you. Stay safe. Have fun. Stay spooky. And see you all on next time on Ghosting with Anya. We will be doing the news story. The head cook in the parish hall. This is the news story. Get ready for tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow night, right here on Ghosting with Anya on live stream. So this is going to be on episode 209. So thank you guys and see you next time. Stay safe and have a good night. And may God bless you and protect you. Anyway, so have a great night. Anyway, go see a movie anytime. Have a wonderful night. So stay safe. May God bless. Please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. And see you tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on Ghosting with Anya, right here on YouTube. Bye! It's delicious.